Hi, I'm Dr. Meg, and today I'm going to be talking about the honor student blues, how to avoid them, and how to get out of them if you're in them now. Stay tuned. So here's the typical path of an honor student left to their own devices with well-meaning parents in tow. Honor students tend to start thinking about college really early. Like, my kid has been thinking about Stanford since he was 8. Okay, so they start thinking like somewhere from 8 to sophomore year. And maybe the parents think, let's go tour some schools. But they do this thing where they tour and then they do tourism. Because if you're on the East Coast, you might as well go see Harvard, right? Or Brown or MIT. What's the harm in that? The honor student gets their heart set on one of these top schools. Now, everyone's saying these schools have kind of gotten impossible to get into, but that doesn't stop the honor student because they're ambitious and they want to go to the best, right? So everyone sort of agrees to let the honor student apply to schools that are pretty much impossible to get into, and everyone sort of gets on board with this, okay? Then the parent thinks, I don't think we need an independent college counselor because my kid is really, really on the ball. They always turn in their work on time. Here's the problem. High school work is different than college applications. In high school, you can basically turn in first drafts and get A's if they're, good enough. And so that's what an honor student does usually. But with college applications, they're going to need to do 10, 15, 20 drafts of something to get it really good. And they don't have the structure for that. It's a totally different kind of project management. It's much more high level than what high school requires of a student. So the honor student sort of delays and delays and delays. Oh, here's the other piece. They tend to go for early decision because they're smart and they know that they have a much better chance of getting in. And the parents kind of go along with it, even though they feel maybe uncomfortable with the cost. So then the student delays, starts getting to work on, say, their Brown application October 25th, and it doesn't go well, and they keep delaying. And they finally turn something in, but they know it's not their best work. But, they're still brilliant and they did a pretty good job. Okay, so they feel bad about it for a few days. And then by the time mid-December comes around, they've started to think, I'm a great kid. My teachers love me. My friends love me. My family loves me. I'm sure Brown will love me. And then they find out that Brown does not love them because Brown is accepting so few students and they sort of have, their tuba player from Minnesota and their yachting person from Florida or whatever. They are already like, their dance card is full. So it's not personal, but it feels really personal. And now we're in mid-December. That's when this video is coming out. And honor student is very sad. So let me tell you what to do if you found yourself in this situation. So if you've got a sad honor student at your house, or you are yourself a sad honor student, my first advice is to listen to the wise words of Mary Oliver. Someone I love once gave me a box of darkness. It took me years to realize that this too was a gift. The box of darkness is the rejection from a school that you really thought you loved. It's happened to me, and I do see it as a gift now, and I've worked with many students who also see it as a gift. Why? Well, first of all, early decision could be a nightmare for your family financially. You probably didn't feel great about it, and you weren't going to get to find out any other schools that liked you. Now you get to. You have so many more options, and these things have a way of working themselves out. So is your holiday break going to be busier than you thought? Yeah. Is your kid going to be having to write essays instead of hang out with family in their last Christmas at home or their last Hanukkah at home? Yeah, probably, but they're still going to come back. It doesn't have to be that meaningful. It just is what it is. And they're going to learn more about themselves. They're going to figure out what they really like. They're going to be more mature and probably happier and well-balanced than they were going into this break. So even though it's a hard thing to accept, I do think you can learn to see it as a gift in time. So what I recommend to you all, and what I did not do when I got my rejection from Stanford, what I did was I just doubled down. I decided to go to a safety school I wasn't excited about and transfer immediately. That was my plan. But actually, I think there's an opportunity to do something different, which is to really rethink the list. Please see my video, Don't Rush to the Ivies, about what the Ivy experience can actually be for kids. And then think about target schools and safety schools that everyone can get excited about. There are some amazing programs in the US and abroad that I have seen kids that they just didn't know. And if they can think underneath the prestige and all the marketing and branding that goes into those top schools, think about schools where a kid could really, really thrive. If they've fallen into the honor student blues, then I can guess what their list of regular decision schools looks like. It's going to have a lot of Ivies on it and Stanford. And those applications are a ton of work. And sadly, at this point, with regular decision rates, they don't have a very good chance of getting in at all. It's probably a waste of time. I would so much rather see a kid put their energy towards schools that are going to be excited about them, give them merit aid, and help them thrive in their lives. A few more suggestions here. For fun safety schools, look at UK schools, Maine, and St. John's College. And check out my video about help my kid has fallen behind, because I've got lots of good tips on how to create some structure over the next few weeks so that your kid is not under the gun and terrible dance of putting things off and stressing out and you're trying not to talk to them about it. Just create some structure as soon as you can so that everyone can be happy and they can just have their time that they work on applications and their time they spend with the family. So that's been my top advice for the honor student blues, how to avoid it, how to get out of it. If you found it helpful, please make sure to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure to sign up for my freebies. I've got a great quiz, What Kind of Parent Are You When It Comes to College Admissions, that has lots of great advice. And I also have a free ebook, my top 10 tips for massively reducing stress in the college admissions process. Thanks, I'm Dr. Meg. See you next time.